Hi, friend. Welcome back to my kitchen. I need to get my lunches prepped for the week for work. I figured I would bring you along for the prep. Today I'm making some chicken fajitas. I ran to the grocery store this morning. They had a couple of things on sale, and I figured it would be a good time to just make something warm for lunch. It's supposed to be a little bit chilly this week. I mean, not super chilly if you live up north, but for Florida standards, it's a little chilly. My building is also really chilly at work, so figured fajitas would probably warm me up a little bit. I'm just going through chopping up the peppers and getting them on the burner. I did put them on the small burner just so that I didn't have to fuss with them too awful much while I was cutting up the toppings and getting the cheese shredded and all of that stuff that goes with it. Because it's never just easy enough to be all in one. I prep myself 4 lunches here for the 4 days that I work. And then the extras went into an extra container for my daughter. When I dropped her off at school this morning, she said, "Oh, that sounds really good." I figured I would just go ahead and prep her one just for, having after school or whatever on Saturday if she feels like it. I usually only have to make sure that the food is good for 4 days or so in the refrigerator, since I only work 4 days and I have a refrigerator at work, so I don't have to worry about anything spoiling throughout, waiting till lunchtime, I did go ahead this morning before I took them to school. I made some cilantro lime rice to go with this. So that's what's in that pot with the lid. In the back corner is already prepped cilantro lime rice. My daughter wants yellow rice. She has that cilantro tastes like soap gene, so she won't eat that rice. But she will eat just regular yellow seasoned rice. I prepped up 2 bell peppers there, maybe a 1/4 pound of cheese that was shredded, 2 Roma tomatoes, and a head of romaine lettuce. I just used a handful of onions that I had pre-diced and frozen from the big bag of onions that I purchased a few months ago. We are slowly getting through those. Then I went through and I took some fajita tortillas and I just prepped 2 in foil packs because I didn't really have anything to separate them from the food in the bins. I figured foil was probably my best bet for that, to just keep everything from touching that didn't really need to be touching each other. I got some sour cream in the little square containers, and then I tossed some salsa in those round containers so that I had some condiments to go on it. I want to say here was the point that I realized that burner was too small and it was not going to cook in the time I wanted, so I moved it. I also made some fresh pasta this morning before I took the kids to school, and it was kind of sitting on the counter. I figured it was a good time to show you. Let me know if you want to see pasta making. We've been using our KitchenAid and extruder to make rigatoni for homemade macaroni and cheese. My brother craves macaroni and cheese every now and again, so I like to make him a batch. We haven't made it with homemade noodles yet, but I will be soon. I almost have enough to make an entire macaroni and cheese with them, but we've been really experimenting with making those noodles. Here is just getting the chicken and peppers portioned. I did go through and cut them into smaller chunks just in the spoon so that I didn't nick my pan or anything like that. And like I said, the leftovers just go into a container for my daughter so that she can make herself something after school or just whenever she feels like it. I then went with all of the scraps that I had. I ran out to the chicken coop to give them treats. Boop, boop, scoot. You're pretty girl. You're pretty girls. I let everything cool down for a bit and then assembled it so that I could put it in the fridge and just grab one to go on my way to work every day. This process was about an hour long or so, and I just thank you so much for spending a little time with me today.